I just thought I'd show you one of the reasons why I love to live in Stockholm. The summer mornings. Time is 3 AM. This is the sunrise. It is so pretty, but I really need to go to bed now. I'll leave my tiny little GoPro here though to keep catching the action.
Hi there! So, as you might know, I'm in the middle of the exam period. Oh, crazy life right now. So I asked you guys to send me some questions and I make a tiny little question and answer video for this week. So, let's start, I guess. It looks like you have a busy lifestyle. What do you do for a living except for social media? Music events requires a lot of finances, especially traveling to other countries. What's the secret? Firstly, I do not do social media for a living in any way. My social media channels has so far earned me $0. Or well, I have like a balance at my YouTube account, but it's still too little to be withdrawn. And I mean, for video and YouTube, I've like invested thousands of dollars in the equipment that I use, but not earned anything so far. So I do not do social media for a living. But I am a student in technology and science and engineering, and that means when you're Swedish that you get both a student loan and a student grant, which is like free money that you get from the state because you're a student in Sweden. That's great. And I'm also doing some freelance work in the field of graphic design and project management and a little bit things like that. So that is the secret. I mean, another part of the secret is that I try to stay cheap, and I try to prioritize traveling and things like that. I don't buy lots of clothes, and my apartment is quite cheap, so I try to like save as much possible to invest in traveling. So I guess that, I mean, the student loan and grant, it's not that much, so the secret is to prioritize, I guess. What's the best place you have visited and why? Well, I would guess, or I would say that would be the Älvsjö, the big festival in Germany. Why? Because it's such an experience on so many levels. It's the culture, the music, the people, the beauty, the city. I mean, so much in one single adventure. So I would say that festival is the best experience as traveling ever. And what inspires you in life from the same person? I would say also adventures and new experiences and learning things, I would say.
Next question.
I was wondering how you met Adora. I first saw you in her videos, and I was excited to see that you were starting to make videos each week. So this was actually a couple of years back when I was working and having a work trip. And in this actual trip I had a day off, so I decided to go to a city nearby to meet a friend there. And it actually turned out that she was hosting a small party, and well, Adora turned up during the evening. And well, it was really nice, and we met each other, and we have been meeting a lot more times since then, and this is how it actually looked. Next question is also a really good one. It's very long, so I'll try to make it short. This is from a person who is only speak and read English and is interested to start traveling more, and especially to Älvsjö in Germany and German festivals in general. And what I would like to say to you is, I mean, it is for sure possible to go to this festival without knowing a word of German. I would say that, well, I know a couple of words, but I would like to say that meine Deutsch ist sehr schlecht. I don't know any German. I try to speak fake German when I visit the festivals, but well, I can get around with English, and most people in Germany, at least young people, know English, or in every store they know at least a little, so it's not a big deal. You will get around with English, no problem. The person is also asking, what advice would you like to give me about traveling into the unknown? And I would like to give you the advice that, I mean, the unknown is, at least for me, one of the biggest points of actually traveling. I mean, it's what makes... It is about going somewhere and you don't actually know how everything will turn out. That is the big charm about traveling, at least for me. Tell us the story about your name, the Coalcandy name. No, you have to wait. I will make a special video about that. Okay guys, I think we should move to the sub. This is much better. I'm sorry for the background noise, but I think you can hear me anyway. I'll try to speak as loud as possible. Okay, another question. What would you recommend to baby bats in general? In general? What? That's so hard. I don't know. Be yourself. Feel welcome. Be brave. Try to, when you are old enough, go see events or stuff, and like know that you... I mean, when I started to look alternative, it was a very big thing. I don't feel like that anymore, that people look at me or that people say bad things to me. I mean, it happens, but very rarely. But when I was much younger, about 15 or 14, 15, 13, about that age, I did get a lot of shit just for looking a specific way. And I would just like, I mean, a recommendation is to feel that, I mean, you are allowed to look the way you want to, you are allowed to listen to the music that you want to. I mean, it's only your choice. At least, I mean, as long as you are a nice individual in all other ways. I mean, how can somebody feel that they have the right to criticize you because you have a different choice of fashion from the most others? Okay, next one, a little bit more, less serious question, but a fun one. What goth clubs, not festivals, have you been to outside of Sweden? Well, not that many now when I started to think about it, but Slimelight in London, Brain Corp in Copenhagen, Bar Sinister, Malediction Society, and Batcave in Los Angeles. Antichrist is a little bit mixed with goth and fetish in London, and also we went to a couple of like alternative gothy events when I was in Japan, but I wouldn't really call any of them a goth club. How did you pick your major? When did you first realize that you were a goth? No, I've already answered that. Am I in the shadow? Oh yeah, but I think this is good enough.
I just need to cut in here from the editing. I did answer the question about being goth, becoming goth, gothy goth, but the answer was so bad I had to cut it away. Just so unclear. But if you want to hear it, I will probably answer it some other time.
Okay. This was nice. So, next one. How did you pick your major? Well, this is a good question. I mean, before studying science, I actually studied media, a media management program in the south of Sweden at the Linnaeus University. But I got a job offer in Stockholm that was too good to say no to, so I actually moved back to Stockholm without, before I taken any exam or something, after only half a year at that program. And then I did that work for 2 years something, and then I decided to go for a master in science in medical technology. And I mean, I've always been interested in technology in general, so I thought medical technology was interesting because well, it's just interesting, okay? Maybe I'll talk more about it later. This is a weird question. Would you try out my neon bath bombs and wicked jewelry? Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe. I'm not that much of a bath. I don't like the bath that much. But if you send me a bunch of them, I'll give them to my flatmates who like is taking a bath every day or something. How many languages do you know? Swedish and English. 2. And fake German. Ich habe ein Auto. Okay, this one is from my friend Helene. When are you coming to Gothenburg? Did you know there is actually a city in Sweden called Gothenburg? It is. It's awesome. Hopefully very, very soon. 2 weeks or something. Okay, this is someone who asks a lot of questions. That is good, thank you. When did you have your first girlfriend or boyfriend? It was when, I mean, probably I had like a girlfriend or boyfriend. No, I've only had girlfriends. But the first serious relationship was probably when I was about 13 or something. Do you like to read? Yes, I like to read, but I don't do it very much. I loved to read when I was a little boy, when I was young. I mean, I did read so much that my parents came to my room and they said like, "Oh Simon, you need to get out. Stop reading and get out." But I don't do it that much anymore, and I don't know why. I mean, I just don't really take the time to do it, because when I start to read something, I can never stop. So I just read through the whole book, and I lose too much time. If I've seen him live, no. I'm not that much of a fan of them. Okay. Question from Adora Batbrat. When will you marry me? I thought we already were married. At least I've heard so on the internet. I don't know. Maybe when you propose.
Next question.
Is Adora Batbrat the only elder goth do you know, or do you have more older goth friends? Well, that depends on the classification. How do you, I mean, what is the age span of an elder goth? I don't know. Of course, I know people in many age ranges. I mean, I'm 25, and I also know a lot of people that are over 30, and I know some over 40, and maybe someone over 52. I don't know. But if you hang around more, you will sure get to see more of them. Keep watching, and we will see some of them sooner or later, I promise. Okay, I think I can take these off now. Next question. Come on. What are your goals for the future? I mean, I don't know. I just want to keep having fun. I think that... I mean, goals for the future. I also hope that I will be able to contribute to the world or to the society in some way, which is probably why I did choose the education that I've chosen. But I think that the most important thing is always to have fun and enjoy life. That is my goal for the future. And okay, now, last one. A little bit easier question, I think. This is hard though. Which Scandinavian or Nordic country has the best goth or alternative scene? Well, I think it is Sweden. I mean, okay, I don't know all the other countries that well, their scene, but I've been to some events in Denmark at least, and they have quite some scene. For goth, I think that Sweden still is the best, but I mean, the Danish is also quite good. And for alternative in general, I think all countries have quite some scene at least. The Nordic countries are known to have especially a lot of metal bands coming from here. Probably because of the winter darkness, so many people is like either they go into hibernation over the winter, or they lock themselves in and make very dark metal music. I don't know. Anyway, we have at least some alternative scene, considering we are countries with not that many citizens. and especially Sweden and Norway also, and Finland, we are living very, very spread out, but still we managed to have, well, quite decent scenes. Especially Sweden, we have quite some festivals too. That is nice. That was the last question. I hope you enjoyed this, hanging around with me in the sunset. And, well, I'm not sure that I will make a video for next week because of my exams coming up. But I hope that I can put something together. We'll see. If not, I'll see you in 2 weeks. But hopefully I'll see you in 1 week, next Monday. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye. I forgot to answer one of the questions, maybe the most important one. From Megolina, what is your most embarrassing moment in life? This has many answers, of course, and maybe the most fun for you would be that if I told you about something not very serious. But the thing that really comes to my mind is work-related. It was when I was responsible of an organization, and I had an employee that was lying to me. We were organizing a project, and this person was responsible for this specific project, and I was responsible for the organization. And I was like, we were having meetings about this event, and this person was every time like telling me that, oh, I've fixed this and this is going to be how it's going to be working out, and I have full control over everything and things like that. And when we actually turned up at the event, it just went down. There were so many of these things that this person had told me that this is fixed, I have the control, that were not fixed. The person did not have any control. And since I was the main responsible of the organization, in the end I had to take the blame for everything. Sorry for the wind. And I think that this is so hard, because when you are a leader, you have to trust the people that you're working with. But yet, sometimes, maybe I did trust this person too much. I don't know. I think I learned something from it though, that if you are a leader, you have to really focus on it and not be too occupied with your own projects. I think that if I had gave this project enough attention, I would have seen what was going wrong. Anyway, I think that you can also learn something from this, and it applies, I think, both in work life but also in general life. That if something is really going wrong and you do not know how to handle it, it's better to tell before it's going down. To tell somebody that can help you that this is not going to work out. I'm not in control. Because I think that this person that I was working with probably did know that the person did not have control, but did choose to tell me that it was under control. Probably because of prestige or things like that. But I think it's better to tell. It's always better to tell early, so people have the possibility to help you out, than to arrive at an event and everything will go to hell because you, well, more or less didn't do what you were supposed to do, or you weren't qualified for doing the things that you were supposed to do. So always ask for help in that case.